Okay, so here's an easy way to understand what Kubernetes is all about. So what we're going to imagine today is I've got a ship. Okay, so I've got a ship here. Imagine a big ship. Now I'm not really good at drawing this ship, but I'm going to just draw it in the most basic way possible, which is a square. Okay, and in this ship, I've got a engine room. So I've got an engine room over here. Okay. Okay, I've got an engine room. Maybe this is on the higher deck or something, and I've got the captain, with his, assistants in the engine room. And now we also have some guest rooms, okay? And in guest rooms, we have some capacity for guests to come in and, stay. Maybe we've got some sort of a other room as well, right, where we can put some cargo and stuff like that. And what happens is, and it's a pretty big ship, so from here to here, what I'm thinking about, like let's say maybe this is, I don't know, like a 2,000 meters long ship or something. And so what I cannot do is I can't have these control room guys, the engine room guys. Remember, this is our engine room in the purple. I can't have these guys go out and help with making sure that these different yellow rooms are occupied and the right numbers of guests are in each room. Okay, and actually, you know what I'm going to do just to make a point. I'm gonna make sure that this room is a little bit bigger. Okay, maybe this is like a suite, right? So, in our example, we have another actor here. So we also have somebody from outside. So this guy is sitting in the he's sitting outside the ship. Maybe this is our shipping company's headquarter or something. Okay. And I've got a shipping company's manager sitting there. Okay, so this is the manager of the shipping company. Okay, and what this person does is he decides to say, hey, make sure that these rooms are filled with guests and cargo, and also make sure that we've got the right number of rooms in here. So what this guy is doing is he's just issuing commands. He's issuing commands to the guys in the engine room. Says, hey, make sure, he might issue a command like, hey, make sure there are 10 guests in the large yellow room or something. Okay, and he might say, hey, let's make sure that there are nobody's occupying the orange room or something. Okay, so he can issue those commands. Okay. And what the captain has to turn around. So this guy's our captain. Okay, this is the captain, and he's sitting in the engine room. This guy has to make sure that whatever the shipping company is saying actually is happening on the in the ship. Okay, so this is what the setup is for us to kind of understand how Kubernetes work and how the system is kind of put together. I'm going to sort of explain you the management concept and what all is happening here. Okay, so now we've got this set up, but we now have another problem. And the problem is whenever a call comes from the shipping headquarters to say, hey, would like to make sure, there are 10, please go ahead. And this ship is still on the dock, okay? This is not sailing in the ocean yet. So, and so the shipping company's manager says, hey, make sure these new 4 people that are coming. Well, okay, so there is maybe some sort of an entry over here. So let's make sure. So, there are people, and there's a bridge, okay, and people can sort of come in one by one over here, and they can enter, they can board the ship. Okay, so when this happens, the shipping manager is talking to the captain. The captain has to go and make sure that every piece of cargo and the guests are in the right place. Now, it's a pretty difficult job for one guy to, take care of, or one person to take care of this whole ship. So what this person does is they go ahead and employ a person. They go ahead and employ. They take one of their employee and they make them stand on the door. Okay, so there is a door in this guest room. There's a door in this guest room, door in this guest room, door in this guest room. And then what they do is they just make this person stand over there. And whenever people come in, they said, okay, fine, you can go in, because we just a call to say, hey, make sure there are, 3 people, get admitted to the suite. So they're going to make sure that 3 people. Well, actually, we drew our people with some sort of a grayish pen, so we'll just use that. So 3 people in the grayish pen. So the way this conversation in Kubernetes happens is the shipping company's headquarter issues a command to the captain, and the captain turns around and sends so this guy sends a call to this guy and say, hey, by the way, we want you to make sure there are 3 people here, please. Okay, so this person say, yes, sir, surely we will do that. And so this is what these guys, the cyan guys, the blue guys standing on each door, that's what they're doing. Okay, now what happens is, as people come in and they start, relaxing into these guest rooms and start enjoying their meals, they start to feel a little lonely. And what happens is that these guys want to talk to each other. So this guy wants to reach out and he wants to talk to this. This guy wants to reach out and talk to this. Or maybe this guy even is, feeling really lonely. He wants to call out to somebody, on the docking place or something, or maybe he wants to call his home or something like that. So there has to be some sort of a way to get the word out from these rooms. Okay. So in order to do that, what Kubernetes does is it employs another guy and gives them the job of doing this. So this is kind of what it is, right? So every time somebody wants to go and talk to somebody else, what they're going to do is they're going to go talk to, do an undo here. They're going to go talk to, from here, they're going to go talk to this person. And this person is going to say, okay, fine, let me take your message over to this guy. And this guy is going to, what did I do? This guy is going to go and, relay the message over here. Okay. So that's, you've got people and, you've got people and you have 2 people standing on each door doing things. Sometimes the command comes from the captain, and sometimes the command or the request comes from other guests to talk to each other. Okay, so that's the story of the Kubernetes. And now we're going to slowly translate how this kind of work happens in a real Kubernetes environment. Okay, so I'm going to now slowly take you as to what this looks like in real Kubernetes. So we're going to start translating this exercise now. Okay, so let me go ahead and start drawing that picture. Okay, so now with this example of a ship and a container, a engine room and guest rooms, let's see how that actually kind of translates to a real Kubernetes environment. Okay, so we still have our ship over here. And our engine room, actually, what it really is just a computer. So this is just a computer, okay? And our guest rooms actually are also just computers, okay? So far with me. And I had like an orange, guest room as well, okay? And what we want to do is we want to host guests, which were really just apps, right? This could be a mobile app, like the back end of a mobile application or something like that, and I just want to host that. And who's the guy that was in the shipping company's headquarters? So let's see, somebody's outside here, and this person, what this is doing is they are, let's just say this is a software engineer, okay? And what they're trying to do is they're trying to run apps, okay? And so what they do is they send a command to this purple computer. We're going to call it the master computer, okay? So this is going to be called our master computer, and this is going to be called our worker computers, okay? Just a bunch of computers running apps in an environment, okay? And so in order for, so basically this software engineer says, hey, I would like to run, let's say I've got let's say I want to deploy a game, okay? I've got a game, and I want to host the backend for that game. I want the gamers to be able to log in, and I want them to be able to see their scores and the scores of other people or something. So he wants to deploy this application, okay? And this person over here is the captain of the ship. This lady over here is basically just going to take the request or the API call. So when I drew this thing, what this really is in reality, this is an API call, is what we call an API call. And this API call basically goes into the master computer, and it says, hey, I want to run 8 copies of this application, okay? So then remember at the front of every door, we had this cyan person. So we had like a door over here, we had like a cyan person over here, and cyan person, and cyan person over here. Well, what it really is, it's like a small application that we call kubelet, okay? Kubelet. And kubelet. Remember, our captain lady over here is not able to walk all the way in every part of the ship. Remember, this is a very big ship, okay? She's captaining, so this is not going to be feasible. So she's got maybe a call going out from her master computer into this guy and say, hey, admit a guest in there, okay? So this is also another API call. Okay, this is also another API call. In our previous example, we said these are phone calls, but in reality, when we deploy applications, these are really called an API call. An API call is